Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Blake Arena here on the beautiful campus of Springfield College. We're here for the 2017 version of the Hoop Hall Classic, one of the premier high school invitational basketball tournaments in the country. Tonight, your Braintree Womps will be facing the Lady Eagles of Enfield, Connecticut. I'm Al Barisi, and tonight we have an opportunity to return to the Hoop Hall Classic. Braintree has been here 2 of the last 3 years, a hiatus last year, but 2 years prior to that as one of the premier basketball teams in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, received an invitation, and we're back here tonight. Braintree comes into tonight's contest 6-1, ranked number 2 in the Division I South in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. They will be facing the Lady Eagles of Enfield, Connecticut. They come in tonight with an undefeated 9-0 record. Last year's record, Braintree, was 22-1. If you remember, they lost to Bishop Fee, who actually is also invited to tonight's tournament. They play immediately following Braintree. Enfield finished up last year at 26-1. So 2 elite basketball teams facing off in one of the premier tournaments in the country. When we come back, the starting lineups for the Lady Eagles of Enfield, Connecticut, and the Lady Womps of Braintree, Massachusetts. You're watching the Hoop Hall Classic on BCAM. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're here at Blake Arena on the campus of Springfield College for the 2017 version of the Hoop Hall Classic. Lady Womps of Braintree facing the Lady Eagles of Enfield, Connecticut, and we're set to announce the starting lineups for both rosters.
Today's contest featuring the Womps from Braintree High School, Braintree, Massachusetts, and the Eagles from Enfield High School of Enfield, Connecticut. Let's meet the starters. Beginning first with the Eagles from Enfield. At forward, a 5'11" senior, number 4, Erica Lovering.
The starting lineup for the Lady Eagles of Enfield, Connecticut. Number 4, a senior, Erica Lovering. Number 14, a junior, Katerina Fonseca. Number 23, also a junior, Danielle Delano. A junior, number 24, Mary Baskerville. And number 25, a senior, Regina LeBlanc. And now the starting lineup for your Lady Womps.
And now the starting lineup for the Braintree High School, the Womps. We
start with a junior, number 3, Jenna Roach. A junior, number 13, Rachel Tutkus. A senior co-captain, number 14, Maddie Fay. A senior, number 23, Keela Dixon. And a senior co-captain, number 24, Bella Tenetti. Head coach of the Lady Eagles of Enfield, Connecticut, Jay Goucher. And for the Lady Womps of Braintree, Kristen McDonald. So again, tonight, Braintree comes in at 6-1. The Lady Eagles of Enfield, Connecticut at 9-0. This is going to be a classic matchup of outstanding offense versus outstanding defense. In 7 games thus far this season, Braintree averages an impressive 72.3 points per game. On the other end of the spectrum, Enfield doesn't score quite as much, but their defense allows a paltry 32 points per game. So a very, very strong defense against a very, very strong offense, and we'll see which one of these 2 immovable objects is going to bug first. Braintree comes off a very impressive win against Dedham. Finished off the Lady Marauders 73-41 last Tuesday evening. Enfield, Connecticut's had a couple of overtime games in their first 9 games, so this has not been a cakewalk for them. But again, an impressive team. Obviously did very well in the Connecticut tournament last year, finishing an impressive 26-1. Braintree finished 22-1. Their 93-game winning streak coming to a close at the hands of Bishop Feehan. So right now, 6-3 Mary Baskerville set to tip off against Rachel Tutkus. And we're underway. Braintree retains possession. Bella Tanetti. Tanetti anticipated the tip very well and walked into the passing lane. Maddie Fay, long three, no good. Rebound Baskerville. And now Danielle Delano drives the lane, picks up the first personal foul. Foul is on Maddie Fay. That is her first personal, first on the team. Delano at the line shooting 2. Delano makes them both, and so Enfield out to a quick 2-0 lead and immediately goes into a full court man-to-man pressure. Keela Dixon, great effort there to keep the ball in play. Tanetti kicks it out to Dixon. Dixon, Maddie Fay with a wide open lane to the hoop. 2-foot floater is good, and Braintree ties the score at 2 apiece. Enfield immediately gets the ball down low to Baskerville, and she is stripped. Now they're going to call a personal foul. That looked like a clean strip by Tutkus. They're going to call a personal foul on Bella Tanetti for the reach-in. That is Bella's first personal. Roach down low, pass intercepted by Lovering. Baskerville picks up the loose ball over to Fonseca. Down low to Lovering, and Lovering's going to get called for a travel. Misspoke there. That first foul was on Katarina Fonseca. We called it on Maddie Fay. That was incorrect. It was a reach on Fonseca, and that's why Braintree took the ball out of bounds. Keela Dixon drives the lane, left-hander off the glass is good. Again, great individual effort by Keela Dixon. Braintree up 4-2. 6:20 to go in the first quarter. Delano tries to get the ball down low to Baskerville. Obviously the key to the Eagles' offense, getting the ball down to the 6'3 Mary Baskerville in the low post, but Braintree's defense doing a great job of denying that penetration and the pass to Baskerville. Tanetti kicks it out to Roach. Roach, nice lob pass to Fay. Fay finds Tutkus down low, no good. Baskerville with the rebound. That's her second board of the evening. Bounce pass down low by Delano, intended for Fonseca, goes out of bounds. Good ball movement. Enfield, very, very similar in terms of a very up-tempo transition game. Get the ball up court very quickly. Braintree up 4-2 with 5:35 remaining in the first quarter. Keela Dixon for a long three, and she makes it. And very quickly, Enfield calls timeout, stops the clock with 5:26 to go in the first quarter. Braintree up 7-2. We'll take a quick break in the action. You're watching Lady Womp basketball here at the Hoop Hall Classic on BCAM. Welcome back to the campus of Springfield College. We're here at Blake Arena for the 2017 Hoop Hall Classic. First quarter action, the Lady Womps lead the Lady Eagles of Enfield, Connecticut 7-2. Braintree immediately goes into a full court man-to-man pressure. Maddie Fay tries to intercept the pass. Erica Lovering, the beneficiary of a loose ball, and she puts it off the glass for 2. Maddie Fay over to Bella Tanetti. Tanetti guarded by Lovering. Drives the lane, loose ball. Off of Enfield. Braintree will retain possession. 16 seconds left on the shot clock.
Enfield substitution.
Adriana Timberlake checks in the ball game, replaces Maddie Fay. Krista McDonald deviating a little bit from what has been her strategy all season. 5 in, 5 out with a single substitution. And now the ball stolen. Number 20, Delaney Lawler in the ball game, picks up a steal. Kick out to Fonseca. Fonseca for 3, well short. Foul is on Enfield, Connecticut. Mary Vaskerville, that is her first personal. Second team foul. Dixon guarded by Lawler. Drives the lane, throws up an 8-footer off the glass, and right now Keela Dixon is hot. Everything is going in for Keela. Braintree up 9-4, 4:27 to go in the first quarter. Driving the lane, Delaney Delano, but she gets fouled in the paint. That's good. Bella Tanetti picks up her second personal foul, second team foul. Ball picked off by Braintree. Tutkus controls, double team by Enfield, looking for some help. All the way over to, correction, that was Tutkus. Bella Tanetti was the one that received the pass. Back down low again to Tutkus. Tutkus unfortunately dribbles off her foot, out of bounds. Enfield will take control. Braintree intercepts the inbounds pass. Jenna Roach's shot partially blocked by Erica Lovering. And again down low, Delano with a partial block. Braintree can't seem to get a clean shot off. Fonseca to Lovering. Lovering bounce pass intended for Delano. No good. Loose ball picked up by Braintree. Jenna Roach controls, finds Timberlake. Timberlake too far underneath, and her pass is intercepted by Delano. Braintree returns a favor, but we're going to have a stoppage here, a foul on the Lady Wumps.
Enfield foul on number 20, Delaney Lawler. That's her first, team third. Enfield substitution.
Delaney Lawler picks up her first personal foul. That is the third team foul for Enfield, Connecticut. Adriana Timberlake inbounds the ball for the Lady Wumps. Pass down low, partially blocked by Lovering. Maddie Fay checks in the ball game, replaces Rachel Tutkus. Inbounds pass tipped away. Lawler with the steal, puts it off the glass, draws the foul. Keela Dixon thought she had all ball. That is the first personal on Keela Dixon. That is the third on Braintree. Lawler will be at the line shooting 2. Lawler makes the first. Lawler 2 for 2 from the charity stripe. Pulls Enfield to within 3, 9-6. Fay kicks it out to Timberlake, over to Keela Dixon, long 3. No good. Loose ball picked up by Timberlake. Nice job. Dixon keeps it in bounds. Braintree with a fresh shot clock now. Jenna Roach for 3. Partially blocked off the glass. Poletti with the rebound. Drive into the paint by Delano, no good. They're going to call a foul in the paint on the rebound. And that's going to be Keela Dixon with her second. Fourth team foul on the line. Erica Lovering. She'll be shooting 2. Lovering makes the first. Lovering picks up her own rebound, puts it back, no good. Loose ball picked up by Timberlake. Ball is stolen by Lawler. Timeout called by Enfield as Braintree's trap was about to result in a turnover. Jerry Gotcher calls timeout, stops the clock with 2:31 to go in the first quarter. Braintree up by 2, 9-7. So you can see this is going to be a very high-intensity ball game. Both teams have not taken their foot off the gas at all. Braintree with 3 team fouls, Enfield, Connecticut with 4. And I think this may be a case where Braintree's depth, the depth of their bench, may prove to be the deciding factor, as I don't see how two teams can keep this kind of intensity without going to their bench early and often. As we said, this is Braintree's third invitation, if you will, to the Hoop Hall Classic here on Springfield College. 2 years ago, Braintree's only loss in their state championship season was to Christ the King out of Queens, New York, here at the Hoop Hall Classic. Again, they were undefeated in Massachusetts play, but Christ the King defeated them here. 3 years ago, Don Mateo from California defeated them in a season where Braintree went to the Eastern Mass final at the Garden. So Braintree right now looking for their first victory at the Hoop Hall Classic. Enfield set to inbound the ball with 2:31 to go, and Braintree again in their full court pressure. Ball controlled by Danielle Delano. Delano guarded by Bella Tanetti. A lot of ball handling, but no advancement. 7 on the shot clock. Long 3 by Regina LeBlanc, no good. Braintree with the rebound. The ball stolen back again by Delano. Braintree's got to get a little tighter with their passing game. 5 steals already for Enfield. Poletti over to LeBlanc. LeBlanc tries to back Tutkus in the corner, can't do it in the low post. Danielle Delano drives through the lane. Great catch and put up off the glass for 2, and once again Braintree nearly steals the ball. Tutkus with 2 off the glass. That is Rachel's first 2 points of the ball game. Braintree back up on top, 11-9. Under a minute and a half to go in the first quarter. Lovering kicks it back out. Delano guarded by Tanetti, loses control, tries to get a little too fancy with the dribble, lost control of the ball. Braintree will take over. Keela Dixon comes into the ball game, replaces Adriana Timberlake. Danielle Delano gets a break. Replaced by Taylor Poletti. Loose ball picked up by LeBlanc, but she's immediately tied up by Tutkus. Possession arrow is in favor of Enfield, Connecticut. They will take over with 1:05 to go in the first quarter. Jenna Roach checks back in the ball game, replaces Bella Tanetti. Katarina Fonseca controls for the Lady Eagles. Over to LeBlanc. Right point, tries to go baseline, shut down by Tutkus. Good defense by Rachel Tutkus. Lawler. Fonseca. Lovering tries to go baseline, no good. Rebound, Maddie Fay. Keela Dixon, great drive. Floater from 8 feet, no good. Rebound, bounced around. Ball goes out of bounds off of LeBlanc. 32.5 seconds to go in the first quarter. 2-second differential with the shot clock. I'm going to call Jenna Roach on a blocking foul. That is her first personal foul. 15 foul for the Lady Wumps. Braintree again in a full court pressure. Enfield having some difficulty. Finally gets the ball into Lawler. Lawler tries to drive on Dixon. Runs into Maddie Fay. Great defense by Fay, and there's a foul. We're going to go the other way. It's going to be on Enfield. Foul is on Erica Lovering. That is her first personal foul. 4th team foul for the Lady Eagles. 26 seconds to go in the first quarter. Braintree in no hurry to bring the ball up court. Trying to play for the last shot. Dixon kicks it out. Tanetti for 3. In and out, no good. Maddie Fay, great position at a rebound. Puts it up, but she can't finish. Lawler comes up with the rebound. And that ends the quarter. So first stanza in the books, and Braintree with a 2-point lead in what looks like it's going to be a very close, low-scoring game. We'll take a break real quick. Second quarter action coming right back at you. You're watching the Hoop Hall Classic from Springfield College on BCAM.
Oh, those boys are much too much. Those boys are much too much. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We're going to beat them and bust them. Beat them.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life.
Let's get a little bit rowdy. R-O-W-D-Y.
Take time to be a
One
dad
more
today.
time. Oh, those boys are much too much. Those boys.
Welcome back to the campus of Springfield College. We're at Blake Arena, 2017 version of the Hoop Hall Classic, sponsored by Spalding, the Basketball Hall of Fame, and Springfield College. The Lady Wumps of Braintree facing the Lady Eagles of Enfield, Connecticut. The Lady Wumps up 11-9 as we start the second quarter. On the floor for Braintree, Keela Dixon, Bella Tanetti, Maddie Fay, Rachel Tutkus, Jenna Roach. Keela Dixon for 3, nails it again. Second tray for Keela Dixon. She has 10 points already, and we just started the second quarter. Delano controls for the Lady Eagles. Jenna Roach knocks the ball away. Delano lets the ball go out of bounds. 19 left on the shot clock. This obviously has turned into a battle of defenses, at least early in the ball game. Lawler. LeBlanc tripped up by Rachel Tutkus. That is Rachel's first personal foul. That is the 6th team foul, so Braintree with 1 foul to give. Delano for a long 3, no good. Jenna Roach with the rebound, quickly comes back the other way. Top of the key, leaving Keela Dixon all alone, no good. Lawler with the rebound. Fonseca, guarded by Dixon, tries to drive the lane. Braintree's defense collapses down. Delano with a 3, no good. Maddie Fay with a block down low. And Bella Tanetti gets tripped. They're going to call a blocking foul. I believe that's going to be on Fonseca, but we'll double check. It is indeed on Katarina Fonseca. That is her second personal foul. Adriana Timberlake checks in the ballgame, replaces Maddie Fay, and right now, Braintree shortening up the bench significantly. Bella Tanetti off the glass, partially blocked by Lovering. That's Lovering's 3rd block. And Keela Dixon ties up Lawler for a jump ball. Possession arrow is in favor of Enfield, and so they will take over with 6:37 to go in the half. Both teams with very stingy, very effective defenses. Fonseca now looks to control, tries to go down lane. Tutkus with a great steal. Jenna Roach slows it up. Keela Dixon back to Roach. Roach for a wide open three. Nails it. Jenna with her first 3 points of the game and Braintree's biggest lead of the night. 17-9. Delano tries to drive. Jenna Roach picks up the steal, partially blocked. They're going to call a travel before the shot. One too many steps for Bella Tanetti. And now Alyssa Tenaglia checks in the ball game, replaces Keela Dixon. So again, the strategy of 5 in, 5 out the window in tonight's game. Kristen McDonald with singular replacements, and for the first time in the second quarter, Mary Baskerville checks in the ball game. 6'3" junior. And Katarina Fonseca scores her first 2 points of the night. Enfield's strategy of getting the ball into the low post to Baskerville, not very effective in the first quarter. We'll see if they continue to try to get the ball down low. Timberlake kicks it out. Tutkus spin move. Finds Timberlake wide open for 3. In and out, no good. Rebound, Delano. Oh, Delano with a carry. That was pretty obvious. She was trying to get Katarina Fonseca to break to the basket, and when the break didn't occur, she had to control the dribble. In doing so, she carried. Under 5.5 to go. Braintree up by 6, 17-11. Again, you're watching the 2017 Hoop Hall Classic here at Springfield College. Tenaglia over to Roach. Roach brings it back. Long cross court pass to Tanetti. Tanetti for 3, and she nails it. So Braintree heating up from the outside. 3 Braintree players hitting from beyond the arc, now down low. That's what they've been trying to do all night. Great pass down low to Baskerville, and it was an easy turn and off the glass for 2. First 2 points of the night, though, for Mary Baskerville. Timberlake drives, floater over Baskerville, no good. Rebound is by Delano. Enfield lead pass to Baskerville, tipped away. Great defense by Rachel Tutkus. Partial block by Rachel. Ball goes out of bounds. Keela Dixon checks back in the ball game, replaces Alyssa Tenaglia. Enfield falling back from their what has been full court pressure the entire game, now going back to a half court defense, allowing Braintree to gain half court. Tutkus over to Dixon. Tanetti drives the lane, kicks it out to Roach. Roach on the 3-point line, no good. Rebound, Timberlake drives the lane, blocked by Baskerville. Molly Moore checks in the ball game, replaces Jenna Roach. Timberlake inbounds to Rachel Tutkus, 10-footer, no good. Ball knocked out of bounds by Katarina Fonseca. Adriana Timberlake inbounds the ball. Partially blocked, but Keela Dixon retains control, then launches a 3. Nails it. That is the third 3 of the first half for Keela Dixon. She's got 13 points already. Delano, no good. Rebound, Timberlake. Timberlake drives the lane. They're going to call it for an offensive charge. Good defense by Katarina Fonseca. Timberlake picks up her first personal. 17th foul, so Enfield now in the penalty for the remainder of the first half. 3:37 in the first half. Inbounds pass intercepted by Tutkus. Can't control it, goes out of bounds. Enfield able to inbound the ball, but Braintree with their patented full court pressure continues. Fonseca controlling, dishes to Paletti, and now back to Delano. Delano down low to Baskerville. Baskerville partially blocked by Tutkus again. Rebound more, tied up by Paletti.
Substitution for Enfield, number 4, Erica Loveland. In the game for Braintree, number 3, Jenna Roach, and number 14, Madeline Fay.
Jenna Roach and Maddie Fay back in the ball game. Molly Moore, Rachel Tutkus, Keela Dixon round out the 5. Pass intercepted by Delano. Delano tied up by Roach, partially blocked by Roach, and then Lawler ties up Tutkus. Timeout Braintree with 2:55 to go in the first half. Braintree up by 10, 23-13. And I think we can start to see a little bit here at the final minutes of the first half that the depth of Braintree and their ability to keep the pressure, keep the full court man-to-man defense is starting to wear a little bit on Enfield. Braintree will return to action. Their next game will be the 17th against Brookline. They will host Brookline Tuesday the 17th. Game time is 5 p.m. Again, as we said, Braintree's arch nemesis Bishop Feion also an invite here to the Hoop Hall Classic. They will play right after Braintree, facing the Jackrabbits of Long Beach Poly out of California. But the defending Division I state champions also here at the 2017 Hoop Hall Classic. Braintree comes out of the timeout. Maddie Fay, Molly Moore, Keela Dixon, Jenna Roach, and Rachel Tutkus. Baskerville, Delano, Lovering, Lawler, and Fonseca for the Lady Eagles. Inbound pass to Baskerville. She kicks it out to Fonseca. Long three, no good. Lovering with the rebound. And Delano with 2 off the glass. Braintree giving up a lot of height here to the Lady Eagles of Enfield, Connecticut. Lovering, Fonseca, Baskerville, and Delano. Braintree hasn't faced this much height this season. This is the smallest team Braintree's had in the last 5 years. Moore over to Dixon. Fay, good ball movement by Braintree around the perimeter. Jenna Roach for 3, in and out, no good. Baskerville with the rebound. And now Lawler controls for the Lady Eagles. Approaching 2 minutes to go in the first half. Lovering to Delano. Delano looking for some help. Tries to go baseline, cut off by Jenna Roach. Fonseca to Lovering. Lovering, 8-footer, no good. Rebound, Molly Moore. Moore tries to dish it to Roach, picked off by Delano. Delano, Keela Dixon, bounce pass to Lawler. Lawler, tough angle, but makes the shot.
Number 20, Delaney Lawler.
Molly Moore looking for some help, kicks it out to Maddie Fay. Fay to Roach. Tutkus faces Baskerville, drives right by her, dishes to Keela Dixon for an easy 4-footer. 15 points for Keela Dixon here in the first half. Braintree's lead 25-17, approaching a minute to go. Lovering, Fonseca. And again, Rachel Tutkus anticipates the pass, steps in the passing lane. Keela Dixon off the glass for 2. Delano controls for the Lady Eagles, guarded by Jenna Roach. Again, down low to Baskerville. Baskerville, nice move. Sandwich between Tutkus and Fay. I think Fay's going to pick up the personal foul. It is Maddie Fay. Maddie picks up her first. That is the 8th team foul. Baskerville is just a force to be reckoned with down low. They've been trying all night to get the ball into Baskerville in the low post. They've done it 2 consecutive trips. Ball in and out. Timberlake with the rebound. 30 seconds to go in the half. Jenna Roach off the glass as Baskerville took a swipe. 5 on the night for Jenna. 20 seconds to go in the half. Braintree up by 10. Delano had to pick up her dribble. Now Fonseca controls. Guarded by Maggie Hester, who checks in the ball game for the Lady Womps. Fonseca drives baseline but can't get it to roll. Good defense by Braintree, and Maddie Fay with a rebound. Hester with a long 3 as the buzzer sounds, and Braintree takes a 10-point lead into the half. This is probably the lowest scoring half, well, definitely the lowest scoring half for Braintree this season, the lowest scoring half in a long time. 2 very intense defensive teams, and I think it's been the depth of Braintree's bench and able to keep a constant flow of fresh legs into the ball game that has been the difference thus far in the first half. As we go into halftime, the Lady Womps of Braintree leading the Lady Eagles of Enfield, Connecticut in the 2017 Hoop Hall Classic. Lady Womps 29, Lady Eagles 19. We'll be back for second half action in a moment. Welcome back to Blake Arena. We're here on the beautiful campus of Springfield College for the 2017 version of the Hoop Hall Classic. Sponsored in partnership by Springfield College, Spalding, and the Basketball Hall of Fame. I'm Al Barisi, and the Lady Womps out in front of the Lady Eagles of Enfield, Connecticut, 29-19, and we knew this was going to be a tough defensive battle. Braintree comes into tonight's game 6-1, averaging over 72 points a game. The Lady Eagles of Enfield come in at a 9-0 undefeated record, and their key was allowing opponents only 32 points a game. Braintree nearly reached that in the first half, but Braintree's offense finding a way to make it happen with a very, very tough Enfield defense. Enfield's offense predominantly in the first quarter and at the very end of the half focused around getting the ball in the low post to Mary Baskerville, the 6'3 junior. Leading all scorers for tonight in the first half, Keela Dixon with an impressive 17 points, to include 3 beyond the arc. She was on fire in the first half. We'll see if she can continue that in the second half. Leading scorer for the Lady Eagles of Enfield, Danielle Delano with 6 points. Leading rebounder in the ball game, Maddie Fay with 3 boards. No team with anyone in significant foul trouble. Braintree starts the second half. Maddie Fay, Bella Tanetti, Rachel Tutkus, Jenna Roach, and Keela Dixon. Enfield with Fonseca, Baskerville, Delano, LeBlanc, and Lovering. Very quickly, Enfield takes over on a turnover, but Braintree returns the favor. Maddie Fay and LeBlanc. So both teams with 3 turnovers early. Loverling goes baseline, partially blocked. Fay with the rebound. Maddie Fay making her presence known down low. And Jenna Roach off the glass. Roach has 7 points on the night. Once again, down low to Baskerville, low post, she dishes to Loverling, and they're going to call Roach for a push from behind. is Jenna's second personal, first team foul for the Lady Wumps here in the second half. LeBlanc inbounds the ball. Kind of hard to stop that. Baskerville had position on Tutkus. Mary Baskerville with 6 points on the night. Ball bounced off of the referee. He kept it in bounds. Delano with 2 off the glass. And very quickly, Kristen McDonald calls timeout, stops the clock with 6:29 to go in the third quarter. Braintree's lead cut to 8, 31-23. We'll take a quick break in the action. When we come back, continue third quarter action at the 2017 Hoop Hall Classic. You're watching Lady Wump basketball on BCAM. Welcome back to Blake Arena. We're here at Springfield College for the 2017 Hoop Hall Classic. Braintree comes out of the timeout with Jenna Roach, Rachel Tutkus, Keela Dixon, Bella Tanetti, Maddie Fay. Enfield, Connecticut. Answers with Danielle Delano, Mary Baskerville, Erica Lovering, Regina LeBlanc, and Katarina Fonseca. Braintree leads 31-23. Just under 6.5 to go in the third quarter. Tutkus for 3, nothing but net. Braintree has already exceeded points allowed by Enfield this season. 3 by LeBlanc, no good. Battle for the rebound. They're going to say the ball went out of bounds off of Braintree, so Enfield will retain possession. Inbound pass controlled by Delano. Delano pulls up, 8-footer, no good, short. Lovering tried to get the rebound, couldn't do it. Maddie Fay controls a loose ball. Again, Braintree pressing the offense, not letting Enfield get set up. Bass down low. Baskerville comes up with a loose ball. Fonseca dishes to Delano. Delano off the glass, but had a bad angle. Ball out of bounds off of the Lady Eagles. Braintree will take over. Adriana Timberlake, Allie Dillon checking the ball game, replacing Bella Tanetti and Keela Dixon. Immediately Braintree gains half court. Lawler knocks the ball away. Loose ball picked up by Delano. And once again, Baskerville a low post. She's tough to stop down there. Braintree has to double down when Baskerville's in the low post. LeBlanc knocks the ball away. Receiving end of a little elbow there by Rachel Tutkus. 22 on the shot clock for the Lady Wumps. And LeBlanc is going to get called for a hold. That is the first personal foul for Regina LeBlanc. First team foul for the Lady Eagles here in the second half. LeBlanc will take a bench, replaced by Katarina Fonseca. Inbound pass a little erratic. Lovering with the steal. Fonseca controls, guarded by Dillon. Pass down low to Baskerville. Baskerville in the paint. She's getting hot, and that play is working for Enfield. Fouls on Allie Dillon. First personal, team second. Baskerville made the basket and gets the chance to complete the three-point play. No good. Rebound by Dillon. Braintree's going to have to find a way to stop that low post play from Baskerville if they want to stay ahead in this ball game. Enfield with tight man-to-man hasn't really varied from that man-to-man at all. Tutkus drives the lane off the glass, no good. Rough in there. Rebound by Fonseca. And Enfield calls timeout before he gets called for a travel. Clock is stopped with 4:25 to go in the third quarter. Braintree up by 7, 34-27. Again, you're watching the 2017 Hoop Hall Classic here on the campus of Springfield College. This is one of the premier, if not the premier, high school invitational basketball tournament in the country. It's 5 days of tournament play, both boys and girls teams. Girls teams play today, which is day 2. Boys started yesterday and will continue for the following 3 days. And you've got 25 to 30 of the top male high school basketball players in the country in this tournament. And as the tournament winds down, you're going to see a lot of premier Division I coaches here at this tournament. Again, this is Braintree's third trip to the Hoop Hall Classic. Played in 2014 and 2015, took a hiatus last year, and now back for the third time looking for their first Hoop Hall victory against the Lady Eagles of Enfield, Connecticut. Braintree comes out of the timeout. Rachel Tutkus, Keela Dixon, Maddie Fay, Adriana Timberlake, and Allie Dillon. Enfield answers Katarina Fonseca, Mary Baskerville, Danielle Delano, Erica Lovering, and Delaney Lawler. Lovering for an 8-footer, no good. Rebound Timberlake. Great position by Adriana Timberlake. Brings the ball up, dishes to Tutkus. Over to Dixon. Dixon was hot in the first half, scored 17 points to include 3 trays. Shot by Maddie Fay, no good. Rebound Delano. Tries to drive all the way to the hoop, picks up the personal foul, did not complete the basket. Fouls on Rachel Tutkus. That is Rachel's 4th personal foul. Maggie Hester set to check in along with Jenna Roach for the Lady Romps. Regina LeBlanc set to come in for Enfield. Delano at the line for 2, misses the first. And now Kenzie Moore checks in for the first time, replaces Allie Dillon. Delano makes the second. 9 points on the night. Lead pass intended for Maggie Hester, a little too long. The ball goes out of bounds. Enfield will take it over on the turnover. Braintree again, full court pressure. Enfield gains half court. Lawler around the horn to Fonseca. Fonseca, nice crossover dribble. Fall away jumper, no good. Lawler with a great rebound. Tries to get the ball down low to Lovering. That is blocked by Kenzie Moore, but great effort by Delaney Lawler. And now Enfield, a little full court pressure of their own. Did this throughout the first quarter, but had to pull it back a little bit in the second quarter. Ball knocked out of bounds by LeBlanc. Braintree will inbound the ball with 20 seconds left on the shot clock. 3:21 to go in the third quarter. Braintree's lead has been cut to 6. Keela Dixon drives the lane, kicks it out to Maggie Hester, over to Jenna Roach. Picked off by Delano. Delano's going to drive the lane, and she's blocked, but gets her own rebound. Blocked by Kenzie Moore, but Delano picked up the loose ball and scored 2 off the glass. She's got 11 points on the night. Braintree's lead cut to 4. Rachel Dixon rebound. Tutkus back in the ball game. Ball is stripped, and Lawler comes up with a loose ball. LeBlanc for three, does not get the roll, but Delano with the rebound. Delano with a crossover dribble, gets penetration, but the ball is stripped. Steal by Jenna Roach. Braintree calls timeout with 2:19 to go in the third quarter. Again, very, very tight defense on both sides. Neither team getting any breathing room, and there's a lot of turnovers. That's one stat, unfortunately, we don't keep. I do know that Danielle Delano has got 5 steals on the night alone to go along with 3 rebounds and 11 points. She has been an intimidating factor for the Lady Eagles. Braintree, on the other hand, a little more spread out. Several players scoring exceptionally well, led by Keela Dixon. She had 17 in the first half. Still looking for her first points here in the second half. And right now, the only player on either side in any kind of foul trouble, Rachel Tutkus with 4.
Checking in from Enfield, number 5, Ellen Lambert, number 21, Sarah Marcotte. Checking in for Braintree, number 14, Madeline Fay.
Checking in the ball game for the Lady Eagles, Taylor Paletti. So she'll join Sarah Marcotte, Delaney Lawler, Danielle Delano, and Katarina Fonseca. Braintree comes out of the timeout. Kenzie Moore, Maddie Fay, Keela Dixon. Well, now they're questioning the substitution. Again, so Braintree's 5 is Maddie Fay, Rachel Tutkus, Keela Dixon, Jenna Roach, and Kenzie Moore. Enfield now going to a half-court trap. Braintree breaks that. Keela Dixon drives, passes down low to Maddie Fay. Maddie, nice low post move, is going to pick up the personal foul. Taylor Paletti picks up her first personal foul. Second team foul on Enfield, and Maddie Fay will be at the line shooting 2. Maddie makes the first. Free throws are going to be extremely critical as we wind down here in this ball game. LeBlanc and Paletti take a seat. Baskerville comes back in the ball game, as does LeBlanc. Maddie Fay makes them both. Key free throws. Braintree's lead back up to 6. Just over 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Nice job by LeBlanc. She gets the roll. That is Regina LeBlanc's first points of the night. Dixon splits the defense, goes strong to the hoop, and picks up a foul that is questioned by the Enfield faithful.
Enfield foul on number 25, Regina LeBlanc.
They're going to call it Regina LeBlanc. That is her second personal. Team's third. Keela Dixon at the line shooting 2. Keela makes the first.
She has 1 shot.
Rebound by Rachel Tutkus. Braintree with a new, fresh 30-second shot clock. Fay looking for some help. Finds it in Keela Dixon. Very smothering man-to-man defense by the Lady Eagles of Enfield. Jenna Roach for 3. Nails it. Big three-pointer for Jenna Roach. That's her second of the night. She's in double figures with 10 points. Braintree's lead back up to 8, 40-32. Approaching 1 minute to go. Maddie Fay, nice job fronting Baskerville. Denied the pass, but ball went out of bounds off of Maddie. Delano controls for the Lady Eagles. Again, down. They're going to call it on Maddie Fay before the shot. That Maddie's second personal. That's the 4th team foul for the Lady Womps. 1:01 to go in the third quarter. Delano, catch and shoot, no good. Rebound, Keela Dixon. And Rachel Tutkus off the glass. Great ball movement by Braintree to get the ball up before Enfield could adjust. Lawler to LeBlanc. Spin move, LeBlanc turnaround 8-footer, no good. Tutkus with another rebound. .30 seconds to go in the third quarter. Bella Tanetti to Tutkus. Maddie Fay, Jenna Roach. Dixon guarded by Lawler. Now Baskerville reaches in, knocks the ball away. Jenna Roach finds an open lane, drives to the hoop. Off the glass, no good. Rebound, LeBlanc. 7 seconds left in the period. LeBlanc drives the lane, floater over Maddie Fay, no good. Rebound, Tutkus. That's going to be the end of the quarter. So 3 quarters in the books, and Braintree lengthens its lead to another even 10 points, 42-32. Final quarter set to begin. We'll be back in a moment. You're watching the 2017 Hoop Hall Classic on BCAM.
You might feel like there's too many problems in the world, or that, you as a 15-year-old, 16-year-old can't really make a difference.
It's not always about you. It's not just one person. It's a group. It's a team.
Just that simple act is transforming someone else's life.
It's one of the best feelings in the world.
It'll just make you feel so good about yourself.
I'd do anything to convince you just to be a part of this.
Welcome back to the campus of Springfield College. We're here at Blake Arena for the Hoop Hall Classic. The Lady Womps of Braintree with a 10-point lead over the Lady Eagles of Enfield, Connecticut. Braintree comes out to start the fourth quarter of play with Maggie Hester, Jenna Roach, Keela Dixon, Rachel Tutkus, Bella Tanetti. Enfield's answers with Mary Baskerville, Katerina Fonseca, Delaney Lawler, Danielle Delano, and Erica Lovering. Fonseca for 3 is good. Katerina Fonseca, her first points of the second half, 5 on the night. And once again, Enfield answers with man-to-man defense. Dixon gets away with a carry there. Maggie Hester for a long 3 off the front rim, no good. Jenna Roach with the rebound. Dixon, bad angle, and she's still able to put it in off the glass. 20 points on the night for Keela Dixon. And Rachel Tutkus ties up Delaney Delano for a jump ball. Possession arrow in favor of Braintree. 2 very scrappy teams with high-intensity defenses. Neither team has really taken their foot off the gas the entire night. Loose ball, scramble, Lawler, and they're going to call a reach-in foul. I believe it's going to be on Tanetti. That is Bella Tanetti's 3rd personal foul. Correction, they're going to say that's Bella Tanetti's 2nd personal foul. We had erroneously reported that Rachel Tutkus had 4. That was in error as well. Rachel Tutkus has 2. Turnaround jumper by Mary Baskerville, no good. Maddie Fay with the rebound. Adriana Timberlake down low to Jenna Roach. Jenna Roach, good move, but she's going to get fouled by Lawler.
Enfield foul on
That is Delaney Lawler's second personal foul, team's fourth. Roach at the line shooting 2. Jenna makes the first. Regina LeBlanc checks in the ball game, replaces Erica Lovering for Enfield, Connecticut. Jenna Roach 2 for 2 from the charity stripe. Braintree's lead up to 11 now. Fonseca dishes to Delano. Delano for a long 3, no good, but Lawler with the rebound. Fonseca inside the 3-point line. Rachel Tutkus floating 5-footer is good.
Number 13, Rachel Tutkus.
6 minutes to go in the ball game. Delano crossover dribble, kicks it back out. Fonseca back to a wide open Regina LeBlanc for 3, and she's good. LeBlanc now 5 points all in the second half here. Braintree's lead cut to 8. Timberlake wide open for 3. Don't leave her alone. Rebound Baskerville. Fonseca down low to Baskerville. Turn around off the glass is good. You really have no answer for that. .63 against 5'10". Tutkus drives the lane. Partially, they're going to say it was not blocked. Going to say it went off of Braintree, and now Molly Moore, Bella Tanetti, and Keela Dixon checking the ball game for Braintree. So the 5 on the floor. Actually, Kenzie Moore checks in as well. 5 on the floor for Braintree. Maddie Fay, Molly Moore, Kenzie Moore, Bella Tanetti, Keela Dixon. 5 minutes to go in the ball game. Braintree up by 6. Enfield with the ball. And Braintree, nice job fronting Baskerville. Didn't give her a chance to shoot. But LeBlanc picks up the loose ball, puts 2 in there. Regina LeBlanc scoring all her points in the second half. Keela Dixon, who had 17 in the first. They're going to call a travel before the shot. And now Allie Dillon checks in, replaces Kenzie Moore. Enfield has cut an 11-point lead down to 4 with under 4.5 to go in the ball game. LeBlanc. Intended pass for Fonseca. Out of bounds. Braintree will take over on the turnover. Jenna Roach checks back in. She replaces Molly Moore. Rachel Tutkus replaces Allie Dillon. Enfield concedes half court, takes the pressure off. Full court press not in effect. Jenna Roach has a lane, kicks it out to Maddie Fay. Fay goes baseline but can't complete. Loose ball picked up by Fonseca. Fonseca tries it behind the back, can't control it. Long 3 by Delano is good. And Kristen McDonald calls timeout with 1 tick over 3.5 minutes to go. And Enfield has cut the lead to 1. Braintree appearing a little timid here in the final minutes of the ball game. Regina LeBlanc and Danielle Delano heating up here in the final minutes, carrying the Lady Eagles on their back, and Braintree looking for an answer. Enfield comes out of the timeout with Baskerville, LeBlanc, Delano, Lawler, and Fonseca. Kristen McDonald answers with Keela Dixon, Jenna Roach, Maddie Fay, Bella Tanetti, and Rachel Tutkus. Braintree will inbound the ball with 3:31 to go in the ball game and a razor-thin 1-point lead. And Enfield comes back to the full court pressure. Lead pass to Roach, controlled very easily. Tutkus gives to Tanetti. Tanetti off the glass, down low. Too far underneath, but draws the personal foul. Foul is on Danielle Delano. That is her first personal, 5th team foul, and Tanetti will be at the line shooting 2. Bella makes the first. Misses the second. LeBlanc with the rebound. Delano guarded by Rachel Tutkus. Approaching 3 minutes to go in the ball game. Pass to Delano. Delano tries to find Baskerville down low, wide open. Baskerville, another easy 2 from the low post. And we are tied at 49. Tanetti with a nice fake, but she can't complete the shot. Rebound by Fonseca. Beautiful move. Had a clear lane to the basket. Couldn't convert. Fonseca looking for some help. Finds Delano. Pass down low. Knocked away by Keela Dixon. Great defense. Dixon and Maddie Fay doubling up on Baskerville. Under 2.5 to go in the ball game. 10 on the shot clock for Enfield. Lawler set to inbound. And Braintree anticipated the pass was going to go to Baskerville. Nice job by Tutkus to block it. Foul is going to be on Delaney Lawler. That is her 3rd personal. That's the 6th team foul. So Enfield with 1 foul to give before Braintree's in the penalty for the remainder of the ball game. 2:21 to go. Inbound pass to Tutkus. Over to Maddie Fay. Jenna Roach. Baskerville goes for the steal. Maddie Fay drives the lane, floating 5-footer, no good. Delano with the rebound. She's going to go coast to coast, puts it up off the glass, and gets the roll. And Enfield now with a 51-49 lead. They're going to call Lawler on the push, and that's going to be their 7th team foul. That is Delaney Lawler's 4th personal. Keela Dixon on the line, shooting 1-1. Keela makes the first. Braintree with 2 fouls to give before they put Enfield in the bonus situation. Dixon makes them both. She has got 22 points on the evening. We're under 2 minutes to go. Braintree has tied the score at 51. Delano to LeBlanc. LeBlanc looking for Baskerville. Baskerville cannot be stopped in that low post. 2-point lead for Enfield, 53-51, 1.5 minutes to go in the ball game. Tanetti to Roach. Keela Dixon for 3. Nails it! First 3-point of the second half for Keela Dixon, but she's got 4 on the night. And Jay Gotcher calls timeout with 1:09 to go in the ball game. And the Lady Womps up over the Lady Eagles of Enfield, Connecticut, 54-53. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Final 1:09 to go in the ball game. You're watching Lady Womp basketball on BCAM. Welcome back to the campus of Springfield College. We're here at the 2017 Hoop Hall Classic. Blake Arena, the Lady Womps of Braintree with a 1-point lead over the Lady Eagles of Enfield, Connecticut. 1:09 to go in the ball game. Enfield comes out with Regina LeBlanc, Delaney Delano, Katarina Fonseca, Delaney Lawler, Danielle Delano, and Mary Baskerville. Braintree answers with Maddie Fay, Rachel Tutkus, Jenna Roach, Keela Dixon, and Bella Tanetti. Ball is inbounded to Delano in the backcourt. One minute to go in the ball game. Pass down low, and Baskerville. They're going to call Keela Dixon on the reach-in. Absolutely, no one else saw it except that official. Baskerville's going to be at the line shooting two. A correction. They're going to say it was before the shot, so Braintree picks up the foul, but Enfield will have to take the ball out of bounds. And the ball knocked away. Great job by Rachel Tutkus. Lead pass to Jenna Roach off the glass, and it's good. Rachel Tutkus has done a great job, along with Maddie Fay, defending against Mary Baskerville. Braintree up by 3 with 40 seconds. Delano for 3. Nails it. And we are tied at 56. 30 seconds to go. No foul called on that. No foul. Baskerville will get credit for a steal. They're going to call Bella Tanetti with a foul, but how Baskerville did not get called. Braintree faithful are enraged. LeBlanc will be at the line, shooting 1 and 1. Kristen McDonald calls timeout. 21.8 seconds to go in the ball game, and Kristen McDonald still enraged. How can they not call a foul on Mary Baskerville as Keela Dixon drove the lane? Setting the table, we are tied at 56. 21.8 seconds to go. Both teams in the penalty situation, and Regina LeBlanc for Enfield, Connecticut will be at the line shooting 1 and 1. Delaney Lawler, the only person on either team with 4 personal fouls. But both teams in the penalty situation. Enfield comes out with Mary Baskerville, Regina LeBlanc, Delaney Lawler, Danielle Delano, and Katarina Fonseca. Braintree will answer with Maddie Fay, Rachel Tutkus, Bella Tanetti, Jenna Roach, and Keela Dixon. Kristen McDonald still arguing with the official.
On the line for Enfield, number 25, Regina LeBlanc. 1 and 1.
LeBlanc for 1 and 1. Makes the first. Enfield with a 1-point lead. LeBlanc makes them both. We said at the start of the second half that free throws were going to be critical. Jenna Roach, long lead pass to Rachel Tutkus. Tutkus off the glass, and we're tied again.
Number 13.
Enfield calls timeout with 10 seconds to go. We are locked at 58. Great inbound maneuver, and Rachel Tutkus all alone under the basket. Enfield with a defensive lapse that allowed Braintree to score a quick 2. Both teams have shown exceptional defense here tonight. Braintree's speed and depth have kept us in the ball game. Danielle Delano and Mary Baskerville. Delano from the outside, Baskerville from the low post have been the offensive keys for the Lady Eagles of Enfield, Connecticut. Braintree comes out of the timeout. Maddie Fay, Keela Dixon, Jenna Roach, Bella Tanetti, Rachel Tutkus, Delano, Fonseca, LeBlanc, Lawler, and Baskerville for the Lady Eagles. Braintree with some full court pressure. Delano gains half court. LeBlanc. 3 on the shot clock. Lawler. Maddie Fay with a great defensive play. Blocked the pass to Baskerville. There is 0.9 seconds on the clock. Erica Loverling checks in, replaces Delaney Lawler. This is going to have to be a touch and shoot. You will not have time. Keep your eyes on Mary Baskerville, number 24. 0.9. And Fonseca's shot falls short. We are going into overtime. And so we'll take a quick break as we go into an extra stanza here at the 2017 Hoop Hall Classic. We're tied at 58. Overtime to begin in a moment. You're watching Lady Womp basketball on BCAM.
You're going to need me. You're going to need us. All of us. You're going to need our help with your water, your air, your food. You're going to need our determination, our compassion. You're going to need the next generation of leaders to face the challenges the future will bring. And we promise we'll be there when you need us.
Welcome back to Blake Arena. We're here on the campus of Springfield College, where the Lady Womps of Braintree and the Lady Eagles of Enfield, Connecticut are going into overtime at the 2017 Hoop Hall Classic. Braintree will start the overtime with Bella Tanetti, Maddie Fay, Rachel Tutkus, Keela Dixon, and Jenna Roach. Enfield answers with Fonseca, Delano, Baskerville, LeBlanc, and Loverling. Tip controlled by Enfield, Connecticut, but Jenna Roach quickly comes up with a steal. Keela Dixon drives the lane, kicks it out to Maddie Fay. Fay for 3. Off the glass, no good. Baskerville with the rebound, but she's stripped by Dixon, and Dixon makes the basket and one. Baskerville picks up her 3rd foul. Dixon has a chance for a 3-point play. She's got 25 points on the night and looking to add to that. Dixon completes the 3-point play. Braintree in their full court pressure. Man-to-man harassment. Delano controls for Enfield. To LeBlanc. They're going to try to work the ball down low to Baskerville. Delano guarded by Dixon. Again, down low to Baskerville. Immediately tied up by Maddie Fay, but she muscles her way to the hoop and scores 2. Ball nearly stolen by Delano, picked up by Roach. Nice job. Tutkus. Back and forth to Dixon, back to Tutkus. Loose ball picked up by Tanetti. Tanetti kicks it back out. Keela Dixon for a long three, and she nails it again. Braintree up by 4, 2:50 to go in the ball game. Delano give and go to Fonseca. Fonseca 2 off the glass. Bella Tanetti. Bounce pass to Faye. Faye down low, and the ball stopped. Stolen by Loverling. And they're going to call a blocking foul. It's going to be on Rachel Tutkus. And Delano is on the ground in pain. That is Tutkus' 3rd personal foul, 8th team foul. This would be a huge blow for the Lady Eagles of Enfield if Danielle Delano cannot return to the ballgame. She is in obvious pain, clutching her left knee. We're going to take a quick break while they attend to Danielle Delano. You're watching the Hoop Hall Classic on BCAM TV. Welcome back to Blake Arena on the campus of Springfield College, the 2017 version of the Hoop Hall Classic. The Lady Womps of Braintree and the Lady Eagles of Enfield, Connecticut in overtime. And tragically, Enfield watches as their superstar, Danielle Delano, gets carried off the court. That is going to be a huge blow for the Lady Eagles. 2:26 to go in the overtime. Braintree up by 2, 64-62. $19 points for Danielle Delano to go along with 4 rebounds, 5 steals, an exceptional night for the junior, and that is going to be a crushing loss for the Lady Eagles. So Enfield sends out Regina LeBlanc, Mary Baskerville, Katerina Fonseca, Delaney Lawler, and Erica Loverling on the floor. Braintree answers. Maddie Fay, Rachel Tutkus, Jenna Roach, Bella Tanetti, and Keela Dixon. Lawler is going to shoot the 2. Lawler makes the first. For Enfield, Connecticut, they're hoping this is one of those times where one of the players, not a superstar, steps up. And that could be Delaney Lawler as she hits 2 critical free throws. And we're knotted at 64. 2:20 to go in the overtime. Nice crossover by Jenna Roach. Pulls up, 10-footer, no good. Baskerville tied up by Fay. And they're going to say 2 Enfield players had the ball, which means a travel. Now the officials are conversing. If they say 2 Enfield players, so it's a jump ball. Maddie Fay and Baskerville. And to these eyes, it appeared that is the correct call. Baskerville had the rebound. Maddie Fay tied her up. And so jump ball in possession of Braintree. Possession arrow favors the Lady Womps. Fay controls. Keela Dixon, top of the key. Jenna Roach. Enfield still in a man-to-man. Tanetti controls. Fay back to Tanetti. Rachel Tutkus all alone for 3. No good, but Fay with the rebound. Kicks it back out to Jenna Roach. Jenna Roach, 10-footer, no good. Baskerville with an easy rebound. LeBlanc goes baseline, blocked by Keela Dixon. 1 minute, 30 seconds to go in the overtime, and we're tied at 64. Jenna Roach controls for the Lady Womps. Dixon guarded by Lawler, behind the back dribble. And they're going to call Keela Dixon with a travel. Enfield collapsed, double teamed on Dixon. She couldn't control the ball and traveled. Enfield substitutes Taylor Paletti in the ball game for Erica Loverling. Braintree showing full court pressure here. Enfield inbounds the ball. Lawler guarded by Dixon. Braintree pulls the pressure off. Approaching 1 minute to go in the ball game. Fonseca. Lawler now looking for some help. Down low to Baskerville. Baskerville harassed, but gets an easy two. The 6'3" junior is having her way in the low post. Enfield up by 2 with 40 seconds left in the overtime. Baskerville knocks it away. Braintree calls timeout with 35 seconds left to go. Enfield with a 2-point lead, 66-64. We're going to stay right here as Mary Baskerville, who had only 4 points in the first half, 16 here in the second half, all in the low post. And the key to her success, when she catches the ball in the low post, she does not drop the ball down. Braintree has no way of knocking the ball away. She keeps it high and puts it off the glass for an easy 2. 16 points in the second half for Mary Baskerville, comparable to the 17 points Keela Dixon had in the first half. Again, the loss of Danielle Delano right now doesn't seem to be a factor, but we'll see what happens. She was carrying this team, particularly in the second half, and left with a knee injury with 2.5 to go in the overtime. Enfield, Connecticut comes out of the timeout. Fonseca, Baskerville, LeBlanc, Lawler, and Paletti. Head coach Kristen McDonald is going to answer with Keela Dixon, Maddie Fay, Rachel Tutkus, Bella Tanetti, and Jenna Roach. LeBlanc guarding Roach, inbound to Tutkus. 30 seconds to go. And Braintree loses the ball. An errant pass. And Enfield will take over with 28 seconds to go and a 2-point lead. Braintree immediately goes into full court pressure. Inbounds to Baskerville. Baskerville gives to LeBlanc. Jenna Roach. Braintree's got a foul here. Enfield just trying to hold the ball, 17 seconds, and finally Bella Tanetti fouls Katerina Fonseca. Tanetti's 4th personal, team's 9th. Fonseca will be at the line. Makes the first, she gets the second. 3-point lead for Enfield. And they're going to call travel on Baskerville. She comes down with a rebound, but then immediately fell to her knees. 15 seconds left in the overtime. Braintree trailing by 3. Enfield showing full court pressure. Well, they allow a free inbounds pass to Jenna Roach. 10 seconds. Braintree's got to go for a 3. Keela Dixon now double teamed. Fay, loose ball, tied up. Maddie Fay and Lawler. And again, Kristen McDonald looking for a call. And Enfield, Connecticut will take the ball out of bounds. A possession arrow in favor of Enfield. 2 seconds left. And immediately Jenna Roach fouls. 1 second left. And I think this is going to do it. What a heartbreaking loss for the Lady Womps here. Taylor Paletti will be at the line, shooting 2. That is Braintree's 10th team foul, so Enfield in the double bonus. Paletti misses the first. So Braintree's going to have to launch a half-court shot when they inbound the ball. It's going to be catch and shoot. And that's a 4-point lead. It's all over for Braintree. And Enfield, Connecticut comes away with a 68-64 win over the Lady Womps of Braintree. And Braintree denied their first victory here at the Hoop Hall Classic. When we come back, final thoughts and final stats. But the Lady Womps go down very hard in a 68-64 loss to the Lady Eagles of Enfield. We'll be right back. You're watching Lady Womp basketball on BCAM. Welcome back to Blake Arena here on the campus of Springfield College, where the Lady Womps fell to the Lady Eagles of Enfield, Connecticut, 68-64. An impressive game going into overtime, but Braintree falling a little short. The defense of Enfield, Connecticut, we talked about their defense allowing a mere 32 points a game. Braintree scored 64, which is significantly more, but it was the defense at the end of the game that caused the downfall of the Lady Womps. High scorer of the ball game was Keela Dixon of Braintree, who also got most outstanding player for the Lady Womps. Jenna Roach followed with 14, Rachel Tutkus with 11. Maddie Fay had an exceptional game, particularly rebounding and defensing against the 6'4" Mary Baskerville. Baskerville finished with 20 points, 16 in the second half. Came out of nowhere. Enfield tried very hard in the first half to get the ball to her in the low post, and Braintree's double team collapsing in the low post denied, but in the second half they made some adjustments and were able to get the ball to Baskerville. Danielle Delano finished with 19 points and was able to win the award of most valuable player for the Enfield squad. Unfortunately, she left the game halfway through the overtime with a knee injury. We hope that is a temporary injury. So Braintree's record drops to 6-2. Enfield continues their unbeaten streak at 10-0. Braintree back in action next Tuesday evening when they host the Lady Warriors of Brookline. Tip-off is at 5 o'clock. So on behalf of John Arfanos, our camera person and producer, I'm Al Barisi. The final score here from the 2017 Hoop Hall Classic: the Lady Eagles of Enfield, Connecticut, 68. The Lady Womps of Braintree, 64. We'll see you next time.